Then they went to a printed circuit board with tracings that were so light that if you had a low impedance antenna or were running a lot of power, you'd blow the trace on the board just like a fuse. And of course, you had to buy a new board, and there is no Tech anymore, so you can't get them. So they went from a mechanical issue to an electrical issue. Now, if you're running low power, no problem. But the late ones are only good for about 600 watts, guaranteed no problem. So, I have rambled on enough. Mir, take it away. WF2U in the group, KZ4B, over.
Yeah, Roger. KZ4B on the net, this is WF2U. Signals are improving a little bit. Old signals went up somewhat. So, everybody except for some of the strongest stations is 10 dB over 9, and Glenn, you're a little bit on the weaker side, just only 5 dB over 9, and Charlie and Buddy, you both 20 over 9, and KB4PSI and KF4DRN a little bit weaker, just about S7 to 8. Anyway, I didn't do much radio-wise this whole week, and I've been busy with all kinds of other stuff, and I did only occasional visits to the shack to pick up some tools or move a couple of things, and that's about it. I need to work on several radios. I have to find the time for it, because in the meantime, the weather last week made a couple of trees fall, a couple of them on the driveway, which were cut down. They were also on the feed line from the electric company to up here, and they cut it down, but they left the trees. They just cut the top that was pulling down the wires, and left the rest of the tree just hanging over the driveway. So that has to be finally disposed of. Started it, and I need to fix some of the fence boards. In other words, need to replace them. So at this point, as long as I have a couple of working stations, that's what counts. And then probably when this weather is over, or the winter is over, I'll have a little bit more time to play. But again, luckily nothing happened to my end-fed half waves. One is for the 160 meter band, and the other for 80, and I use it on 40 also. Nothing happened to them, luckily. And actually my other project is that now that there is no foliage on the trees, I can see some nice branches that are almost double the height that my antennas are tied to on those, and the trees that they are tied to. And I'm going to shoot some lines as high as I can, and pull the antenna somewhat higher. I think I can gain about 10-15 feet at least. So now that's the story. So everybody sounds good. Steve, congratulations on the Mars transmitter. You sound good. Not as good as some of your other transmitters, but absolutely clear, and you sound like yourself, so I have nothing to complain about. Okay, so with that, Chuck, it's your turn. N4IYQ, this is WF2U.
Okay, Mayor, WF2U and the old friends in 4IYQ, fine business. Well, Steve, glad the wife's cataract surgery went well. Hope all the follow-up checkups go good. Dave, sorry to hear that the son and I think daughter-in-law got the flu. There is some of it going around. I had a granddaughter, and she's really struggled with it this week. I think just now starting to feel halfway human. Always good to see the other kids and grandkids also. And John, fine business on the Tech tuner. I knew that Cliff had mentioned that you liked those tuners awfully well. And Mir, I can remember when I was a kid, the power companies would come around. If they had a tree that was an issue, they'd take it all the way down and cut it up and leave a pile of it laying there right for you. Now they just do what little they got to do, and they're done. Glad your antenna survived. And we're looking forward to hitting the road about Wednesday towards Orlando, going down and spend the night in Columbia, and then rendezvous with W4DCS and go on down Thursday. And looking like the weather's going to be good, low to mid 50s in the mornings and mid to high 70s in the afternoon. We'll take that for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, head back. And Cliff, I'm sure we'll be talking to you before then. Stan, glad you worked out with N4YN on the receiver you were hunting. And Boone, the AF68 sounds good over this way. Tommy, the Ranger and the L4B stout up here. I know we're not that far away, but audio is just fantastic on it. And Greg, the DX40 with the 811H sounds good, buddy. You sound good as always. And Charlie, I think you mentioned you still got some ice hanging around. Hope that those issues go away. Down to my neighbor, WB4 NKL, N4IYQ.
Yeah, N4IYQ, it's WB4 NKL. And before I forget it, Steve, Bruce, N4WD, tried to check in there right after you turned it back to Charlie, so you might pick him up there when it gets back around to you. Yeah, I'm heading out Tuesday. I haven't really done much to prepare, so tomorrow's going to be a busy day. I've got appointment to get my taxes filled out at 10:30, and I need to clean. On the way back, I'll probably stop and get the car cleaned up and then go from there. So it's going to be a busy day tomorrow, and try to get a 4-mile walk into that picture there somehow. So be pretty busy tomorrow. Not much else here. Like, everybody's sounding good. All the Rangers and Mars, and Mars sounding fine, Steve. I wouldn't worry about it. If all the rigs sound the same, we wouldn't know. We wouldn't be no use of anybody running anything different. I like the variety of the sounds. Go ahead, Stan, W4KR. It's WB4NKL.
WB4NKL, W4KR. Okay, Cliff. Hey, you have a safe trip down south. Enjoy seeing the family and the swap. You got a twofer there. That's great. Glad to see it. Yep, Steve. Things sound the Collins sounds good. Like they always seems like they always do. Someday I've got to get my 32 V3 back going, but there's about 4 or 5 projects ahead of it, so it's going to wait. Yeah, Chuck, everything. We got all squared away. Everybody's happy, and that's really about what I have. What I have for this afternoon. I have to. Oh boy. I've got to get back upstairs in about within the next 5 minutes, because I got a phone call coming from London, so I'm going to have to get up there and get ready to talk to my son. Hope I can get some coffee made before that. Boone, pick it up. 7-3s, everybody. We'll see you sometime during the week. WA4EVK, W4KR.
W4KR, WA4EVK. Well, good luck there, Stan, and have a good evening. All right, Steve, we'll see if the audio is any better this time around. I think I was driving the grid a little too hard. We'll see. Not too much else to add here, just enjoying the weather while it is here. It looks like we got rain and a little chilly temps later. Not too much other than that. N4AK to take it, WA4EVK.
Okay, neighbor. WA4EVK in the group. November 4 Alpha Kilo. Copying everybody just fine this afternoon. And it's certainly a beautiful day over here in Sunset. Yes, 48 degrees. I double checked. And just a very slight wind, and the squirrels out searching for nuts. It's kind of interesting of the rare materials that are available in North Carolina. In spruce pine, I think there are two mines, and Dave, you probably know about this, you're kind of in that area, but the highest quality quartz in the world is mined at Spruce Pine, North Carolina, and the quartz is kind of crushed up to make silicon, and we know what pure silicon is good for, silicon wafers on all this chip solid state devices that AI is going crazy about. And apparently Trump is going to issue an order that they can no longer export any of that North Carolina quartz to any of our enemies. And Steve, over at Kings Mountain, you know about this one, there's a lithium mine owned by the Albemarle Company. I assume that they've already started mining the lithium from there, but you might give us a heads up if you know about it. So, anyway, I thought that was kind of interesting. Tommy, over to you there in Greenville, Tennessee. KB4PSI and the nice group here today, N4AK.
Okay, Glenn, N4AK over in Sunset, South Carolina, KB4PSI here in Greenville, Tennessee. That's interesting there, Glenn. I worked for a company here for many, many years in Greenville. We melted sand to make silica to use in integrated circuits, and that was an interesting process. But Chuck, thanks for the audio report. The old Ranger here seems to be doing okay. Got him fired up finally, and set the Apache and the Mohawk aside for a little while. I think I was talking to Mac, W4AX, and he had this same setup. He had a Ranger and a L4B Drake amplifier, and it sounded so good, I thought, well, I got to try that. So that's what I'm running here. Everybody sounds great here today. Band's real good shape on me here. Let's see. I was going to say something there to Cliff, but Cliff, I probably talk to you between now and Tuesday. We still haven't decided if we're going to make it down or not to Orlando, but we're working on it. If we can find a caregiver. We went to church and then took my stepdad out to Applebee's. It's one of his favorite places to eat, and he really enjoyed that. So I hurriedly got back so I could check into this net. But anyway, I'll stay in for one more round and
I'll turn it down to Greg down in Newmarket, Tennessee, KF4DRN, KB4PSI.
KB4PSI, KF4DRN. I forgot to mention a while ago, it's 39 degrees here presently and cloudy. So anyway, I believe we're going to have some warmer weather next week, I hope anyway. And good on y'all going down to Orlando. I bet that's a good one. I've never been to that, but you know, I just go to the local Hamfest usually. I've been to Greenville Hamfest a couple times, I think. But anyway, I guess I'll make this my last one, and hope everybody has a good evening, and everybody's sounding good. The conditions are a little bit better here now than they were when nest started, so I'll say 7-3 all around. WB4ARK, KF4DRN.
KF4DRN, WB4ARK, okay. Well, I don't know what you guys are doing out there, but the temperature here is 36 degrees, just a little above freezing. And it has been a very cold day today. Started out at 21 this morning, and it's now up to 36. So the sun came out during the last communication, and boy, I thought, hey, we're going to have some warmth coming here. But now it's back overcast again, as it's been all day, and the temperature has not gone up any. So now I'm not on the 32V right now. I'm on the ART13. 32V does have a soft tube, but I haven't changed it. I've got several tubes that I could use brand new. I might change it. I don't know. It's running about 60 watts out, so I think that's pretty good. And anybody that wants to buy it, it's in very good condition. It's got the full TV shielding inside, and it's really a nice unit. But I think I'll hold the tube for someone who wants to buy the unit and change the tube out. So looks like I'm running 3715 and a little change. But yeah, the weather yesterday was quite brutal. It was windy, and the temperature was in the low 40s, and my son and I were out working on a project, and I was up on a ladder about 10 feet up, and it was, I mean, when I got down, my legs were stiff, and I had to come home and get a little warmth in those things. It was really brutal up there at the 10-foot level. I don't think it was quite as bad down on ground level, but 10, 15 feet up, it was not happy time. So well, I guess that's about it. Hopefully we'll have this 32V on next time, and with a TR switch added to it. So over to Charlie, W4MEC, WB4ARK.
Okay, buddy, WB4ARK and the old friends W4MEC, real good. Good copy all around, no problem, everybody's booming in here. And with the RF gain about 9 o'clock and the RF gain about 10 o'clock on this Mohawk, so not a lot of gain going on in the receiver, and everybody's booming in, so good signals. And I don't know, I said the temperature out here. I've got a couple thermometers, and they all say something different, from 43 to 49, depending on where they are. So somewhere in the middle is what it is. It's not putting a dent in the ice. We warmed up. I guess they keep saying it's supposed to get in the 50s, but it hasn't made it. And it's just staying right around 46 or so, and it's not quite enough to melt this stuff. And I'm thinking, I got an old edger I have, you know, if you had curbs or sidewalks, which I don't have anymore. I had an edger, and it had a piece of steel on it, a bar, you know, just a flat bar about 1.5 inches, 1.25 inches wide, and about 8 inches long, and that was the blade. And I was thinking of swapping that out for an old carbide tooth skill saw blade and see if I could get out there and just cut that ice up like I was going to go ice fishing or something, you know. Break it up so I can get it out off the ground there and flip it around. If you break it all up into big chunks and all that, it sticks and refreezes and gives you something to walk on without slipping. But I kid you not, it's still, like I said, it's making that pickaxe ring pretty good. It breaks the chips off and they come back and hit me in the face, so I ain't figured out a way how to swing a pickaxe away from me and break it up. But yeah, we'll get there. And our vehicle, we're waiting. It's still messy up here in a lot of places. You know, the piles of snow, they'll melt down during the day around the side of the roads and places like that. And the water runs across the road, and it refreezes at night and turns into black ice. And when it thaws again, you got all that water, and cars come along and they pick it up and throw it in the air and coach your car behind you. And our car looks like heckin' gone, and everybody says, well, this ice will be out of here in a few days, but it's not going anywhere. It's staying right there. Those giant blobs of ice and snow. And we went down to our place we're fixing up down in Mill Spring, and the roads are all private, not county, so there's no gravel, there's no grading, and it was a red dirt mud hole. And when we got done, our car was, the base coat, the color of it's green, and it was covered in red mud and clay and the garbage off the highway from other cars. So it's a royal mess. So you need to take it to the car wash and get it washed, but until all this stuff goes away, it just comes right back in a day, you know, especially on my own road. I come down my road, even slow, brand new clean car by the time I get home, it needs to be washed again. So anyway, it's the hazards of winter, 4 seasons living, I guess. So back to you, Steve, N4, LQW4, MEC.
All right, I think Bruce is waiting there and to make one transmission anyway. N4WD, N4LQ.
N4LQ, N4WD. Been listening, but been busy on the side. Wishing everybody the best of the rest of the weekend and blessings for the week to come. And everybody's sounding good. So I won't hold it. I'll say 73s. N4LQ, N4WD.
All right, 73s to you, Bruce. Glad you could squeeze one in there. Let's see here. I'm going to make one more transmission on the Thunderbird, and I'll be up about 1.5 kc if you'll tune me in and listen one more time. Stay back. All right. This is N4LQ and the old friends net on the Mars Thunderbird mobile transmitter, putting out a blistering 3.5 watts into an AL82. And I just want to do this one more time, see how it worked out. Let's see, comments, first of all, I noticed a buddy talking about the low power. I'm sure you're aware of the high and low voltage switch on the back that changes your plate voltage from, I think it's 600 to 700 or something like that. that can cause that, but you probably already know that. And Glenn asked about lithium. I haven't heard much about that lately. There was quite a conundrum created about it. People don't want it because they're the fear of water pollution from the lithium. And it's not too far away. It's down south of us on the other side of the lake here. But it's the mining. I understand about the crystals up there in wherever it was. I've heard about that before. Anyway, I thought that was interesting about Tommy and his Ranger. That thing really does sound good, and I'm glad you came and joined us. And Greg, that DX40 sounds exceptionally good. I thought you had a DX35. Maybe you have both, but it does sound good. That's about the extent of what I have here. Temperature is 37 in my yard, and the Shelby weather report says 42, so I don't know. I assume 37 is correct, since that's what my thermometer says. Anyway, that's about all we got time for today. A quick 73 round is in order, so we'll do that and give everybody a chance to say goodbye for the day. And the next net will be, of course, every night on 160 at 1864. I'd like to have some more company down there or up there, whichever way it is. And then Tuesday and Thursday at 8 a.m. here on 3715. So, Dave, over to you. WA4LLR, N4LQ.
All the way around. And Glenn, yeah, I'm quite familiar with the quartz plant. About 9 miles from here. And man, they got security there like they do at a a missile facility. Anyway, I'll say 7:30 to everybody. Steve, thanks for calling. I got one quick question as we do our 73 round. My 922 Kenwood 922 amplifier does not have a dip on 160, and I tune it for maximum output. Which do you think is the most accurate, a dip or maximum output? I'm sorry to ask a question this late in the game, but I'm just curious how most people tune. KZ4B, WA4LLR.
Okay, WA4LLR and the group KZ4B, fine business, Dave. In my humble opinion, you should tune for maximum output, from what I understand. The dip and the maximum output don't necessarily occur at the same point. And you know, in the old days, you used what they call the hot wire ammeter, which is an RF ammeter, and they would always tune for maximum output there. Maximum current, of course, meant maximum output. So, shifting gears, the tuner, one other flaw of the Tentec tuners is they use parallel disc ceramic capacitors, and the earliest ones only had one capacitor. The later ones they parallel two, but what they should have had was a QRO version. That didn't have to be the standard version, but they should have had a QRO version that used doorknob capacitors. They're stupid expensive, so that would be at least $100 more back then. It'd be more than that now if you had to buy it new. And they never made that. Tentec was, they were very stubborn. I used to hammer them on all kinds of stuff and saying you should do this and you should do that, and they never did anything. So anyway, that's more than enough. So Mir, take it away. WF2U and the group KZ4B, clear by listening.
Yeah, very good, John. KZ4B and the net, this is WF2U. Yeah, all signals are good. Now this time I could copy KB4 PSI, pretty well. Went up to about 5 dB over 9. And Bruce was a little bit weak, but copied. So it worked out okay, although conditions probably weren't optimal. Also, my noise decreased somewhat. Anyway, oh, Steve, yeah, I forgot. Good that your XYL finished with those, with the cataract stuff. I had it done at a very young age. It was determined that, when was it, that at 2085, yeah, at 1985. 1985 I had my cataract, my bilateral cataract surgery, and it was determined that it was a professional hazard from the time that I worked a lot with high power microwave amplifiers and stuff, that my eyes somehow absorbed some radiation, and that sort of made my cornea opaque from the effects of the microwave heating it. Although, of course, I never felt anything, but I had done both eyes, and I have 20/20 vision since then with the implant. So it was not bad. Definitely, it's good for your vision if you need to have it done. So congratulations to the XYO there. And thanks for running the net, Steve. I might be on 160 a little later at 8 o'clock, I'm not sure. Depends on how busy I am in the house with all kinds of stuff. So take care, everybody, and it was good to hear all of you. Have a good week. As usual, I don't have time to get on the morning nets. So, Chuck, it's your turn. N4IYQ, this is WFTU. With 73 all, I'll be listening to the end of the net.
Okay, WF2U, N4IYQ, good business. Good to catch everybody in here. I always enjoy it. Steve, thanks for calling the net, as you and Dave and Charlie always do such a fantastic job. We'll look forward to catching you guys maybe next weekend. Hope everybody has a blessed week. I'll be signed in 73. WB4NKL, N4IYQ. Go ahead, Cliff.
Okay, Chuck, N4IYQ, it's WB4NKL. Well, 73s to everybody. And Dave, on that amplifier, I noticed a lot of the amplifiers, you don't see much of a dip. I think it's got to do with the Q and the tank circuit. I just probably just adjust for maximum. I've got a 922 that I never have got out of the box yet that I got from Chuck. So when I get it hooked up, I'll report to you how it does on 160. But I know my amp supply amp is about the same way. You just don't see much of a dip in the current. So I just adjust it for maximum smoke. 73s, thanks for calling, Steve. W4KR, it's WB4NKL.
Yeah, he's gone, so it goes to Boone.
Thank you, Steve, for holding that. Enjoyed it. Glad your XYL's gone through the cataract stuff with no problems. And I'm going to say 73s and turn it over to my neighbor. N4AK to take it, WA4EVK.
Okay, Boone, WA4EVK in the group, N4AK. And thanks, Steve, for doing the net. It's been very enjoyable this afternoon. And on my 922, I tune for max output. In fact, I don't even look at the dip. I've got a antenna tuner that's got a meter on it, and I just tune for max on my 922. So that's my story. Tommy, KB4PSI, N4AK, 73.
Okay, Glenn, N4AK, KB4PSI. Well, it's good to hook up with all you guys here this afternoon. Really good net. Steve, thanks for calling it. Just a good group of people here this afternoon. All right, 73's to everybody, and I'll turn it down to, let's see, Lake Wiley, South Carolina. WB4ARK, KB4PSI.
KB4PFI, this is WB4ARK. Well, Steve, yeah, I know about the 700 volt switch on the back. I don't usually switch it to 700 volts to kind of give my transformer a little bit of space there, you might say, and not overdrive the transformer. I think it'll last a little bit longer, so they say. I really haven't actually tested the output to see how much improvement I would get, but I think I'll do that. It won't hurt to do it a couple of times. On the dip, Dave, I don't see how in the world they tune some of these military units. My ART-13, I tune it for maximum output, and I don't think that the dip, like Cliff said, the Q of the circuit has a lot to do with it. The antenna has a lot to do with it. These things were not designed for these long wire antennas that we use. So I just tune it for maximum output, and that works out much better. And I think you'll probably be pleased with your output by tuning it for the maximum out, regardless of the where the dip occurs. In fact, you're not getting a dip, so you can't tune it for that anyway. And I think that's about it. We'll say 73. Everybody have a great weekend, and hopefully your team wins on the Super Bowl evening today. And we'll look forward to Tuesday. W4MEC, WB4ARKO, and thanks Steve for calling the net. And W4MEC, WB4ARK.
Okay, buddy, W4ARK and the old friends, W4MEC. Real good. Back to the quartz issue. For radio crystals, Brazilian quartz was considered the best for that until about 1993. The U.S. stockpiled mica and Brazilian quartz because of the shortages experienced after World War I, and they thought they would need it, and they kept stockpiling it all the way till around 93. And I always wondered what they did with all of it. Did they sell it surplus? You can still find Brazilian quartz on eBay, but you have to be kind of selective on the color or the quality of it. But you could still roll your own crystals if you wanted. And the comment about the dip or not, well, most Class C amplifiers, when the dip corresponded with the max power out, that meant your neutralization was pretty much set right, and that was kind of a cheap and dirty way to set your neutralization is to dip it and adjust the neutralization cap until the dip and max power out agreed, and tune it up from there. But I think Class B and AB amps, they're all peak for max. And if you got absolutely no dip, I'd make sure, a lot of times they tell you on those amplifiers, set the loading control to some number and start from there. But be curious to put the loading to minimum couple and minimum load and see if you get a dip when you're lightly loaded. Or if you're just, you just got it
loaded so much, it's just not giving you a dip. But the end result is you peak for max. I played around with my 922 forever, going with the dip and bring up the load, redip, blah blah, check the drive going in, and the only thing that really worked was peaking for max. And the other thing you got to watch out for is when you're running an AM rig, especially the control carrier rigs or even a plate modulated rig, you got to remember that your power out, your steady carrier power out, unmodulated from the transmitter, is going to be 1/4 your peak for the most part. So when you start putting 100% AM into the amplifier, you really want it tuned up to what it can handle, because if you get to the point where you're transmitting and modulating the rig and the power is going up to 300 watts, 400 watts output power, 300 watts, whatever. I know my Apache here will put out over 300 on peaks. Actually, sometimes closer, depending on how it's tuned up, but to 400. But that's your driving power going in the amp. So, when you put 400 watts in that amp, what's it doing to the grid current and the tuning? So, yeah, it's best to make sure that if you got a rig that's peaking 100 watts out in AM, that the amp is tuned up to accept that and put out appropriate power. So anyway, that was a big discussion we had several years ago around here. But anyway, 7-3 all. Thanks for running the net there, Steve. I'm not sure if Bruce is still there or not, but I'll send it to him. N4WD in the group, W4MEC.
W4MEC and 4WD. Well, thank you. An interesting knowledge gained again from listening to everyone. And Steve, it sounded good that Mars did. Didn't have quite the audio punch, but it still sounded like you. 73s, everybody. Blessed week to come. Well, take care. N4LQ, N4WD. 3s.
All right. Well, if it sounds like me, I don't know if that's good or not. Appreciate the report, Bruce. All right. Yeah, you can't get dips on these things. My AL82, it's the same way. And the manual says tune for maximum output. And keep an eye on your grid current. Be sure you don't exceed a certain number of milliamps, and don't even bother to look at the plate current. That's what it says. It's probably pretty common with all these amps that use 3-500s in them. See, that's about it, guys. Appreciate everybody checking in. If somebody does have a carbon mic that works, I would like to try it. I know somebody mentioned that I should try it with one, but the one I have is no good. I threw it away. There's different resistances to them, and I don't have anything that tells me what to look for, but I can adjust the voltage inside the radio by doing a little voltage divider tricks. So that'd be fun to try if somebody has a carbon mic that they would let go. That's about it. Thanks a lot. 73s. This is N4LQ closing the net.
N4AK.